What does it mean to live authentically? When I think about that, I remember when I was in college and I was in a sociology class. And we had to do a series of experiments to kind of show how much influence society has on us and the people around us. Well, so, it's a big deal. We're going to do it. It wasn't what I was expecting, not to talk in front of a group of people or to, I don't know. I didn't know what I was expecting. But what it ended up being was two experiments, at least the two that I remember very clearly. One was to get into an elevator and face the back of the elevator with people in the elevator who didn't know that you were doing an experiment, and there was at least one other classmate, and they would observe how people viewed you, and then you would observe how you felt when it happened. The second one was to go to the mall, once again with another student, and you would take turns hopping throughout the mall, just like it sounds. You hop like a bunny throughout the mall, and we would observe people's observing us and how we felt inside. And I got to tell you that it was not pleasant. I felt it. I felt that like a knife poised over my back, ready to stab me, because I was doing something that looked weird. That I would look at that person and say, this guy is weird. Why is he facing the back of the elevator? Now think about the elevator example. There is really no difference facing the back way or the front way. You're in an enclosed, four-sided box that's moving. Yeah, there is some benefit to facing the front when the door opens, but while you're riding it, there is really no benefit. There is nothing to it. But socially, it's unacceptable, and it really, really made me terrified. I did it because it was a class experiment, and I'm not a punk, but I didn't feel good doing it. The hopping, a little bit better, because it was more, hey, we're having fun, these guys are young guys running around. But the elevator one really got to me. So when I think about inauthenticity, I'm thinking about that. This doing things because it's socially acceptable, doing things because that's what people in my position, of my age group, of my class, of the society does. Now, I'm not telling you to necessarily do things you don't want to do. I'm saying this feeling that comes up shows you this social pressure. Now, I'm not saying doing things in a certain way is wrong inherently. I'm a very conservative by nature, and I think things operate the way they're supposed to operate. But if you watch the other video, how are we really free? I think true freedom is being able to do what you want to do, and I would say with the caveat of not harming others. And facing the back of the elevator doesn't harm anybody, but it felt like I was harming, like I was disrupting society. And in reality, I want to disrupt society. I want reality to mirror what we are. And if there's anything that is not harming anyone, not causing violence, that you want to do to express yourself, or to laugh out loud, or to sing a certain song, or to wear certain clothes, or to express a certain opinion, especially in this politically charged environment, I think you should be able to do it. I'm a freedom absolutist, in the sense of it not affecting other people. And if you're watching this video, if you came onto it, I just want you to think about that. What are the things that you're doing that are completely inauthentic to yourself? That you are refusing to try because you feel that someone somewhere will be negatively affected because it's not the norm. And I would like to disabuse you of that. Once again, I'm not some expert guru. I'm just telling you that I remember that 20 years later. I remember that feeling of complete dread of somebody just turning around and being like, Glenn, are you something wrong with you, bro? You all right? I'm going to call the the crazy police on you and lock you up. That's kind of what I felt. And if there's something that you want to do, that in your heart of hearts you want to do, that you feel is not going to be accepted by society or the people around you, and it's not harming anyone, and it's something in your heart of hearts you want to do, it might be that career change. It might be that video you want to post. It might be the song you want to write, or the story you want to write, or the new change in hair color or hairstyle. I think you should do it. And I think you need to start reevaluating what you do. And I'm talking about small changes, like facing the back of the elevator. I mean, small changes like changing the route you take to work or school. Small changes like the songs you listen to. And it might be big changes like the friends you have. And I think that you will feel a burden lifted from you once you realize that who you are, if it is not accepted the way it is, and now I'm not talking about not improving yourselves. I don't mean if you're lazy to be more lazy. I mean, if you have a style where it's more laissez-faire and it's not A-type personality, then that's your style. And you need to figure out what kind of job, what kind of profession, what kind of lifestyle fits that, so that you can be a contributing member of society while at the same time being true to yourself. What that makeup is, we can discuss. And I would love to see comments going back and forth about that. And I'm not talking about a hippie thing. I'm talking about there are some people who are A-type personalities and they want to work and be productive and to be their own boss. Well, pursue that. And there are some people who, for family is everything. Well, find a way to cultivate family life. Don't be embarrassed because you don't really care about that Porsche or that Jag or that big house. Rent if you want to. Travel if you want to. I think if more people, at least 1% of us, who feel this pressure break out of it, the world's going to be an amazing place. So join me.